You're right there guys, Button HD Gamer here today, and I'm going to show you some vehicles from Fast and Furious that I've done up, and I'll show you how I've done them up in game. Today, show you, well, we've now got the office garage with the, well, you got potentially 60 cars, but you get 20 each level you do. So I've only got the 20 at the minute because of how much it costs. So I didn't really want to pump too much money into it when I've got like not enough money to pump into it. Let's just go to the second floor. If you do like the video today, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Next floor. Kind of go upstairs. As you know, with the update, every year GTA does release the snow update, so as you can see outside, got the snow, so you have to bear with me, get used back to driving in the snow. Here we are, the showroom. This is literally just a level with my Fast and Furious cars on. Obviously you've got Brian's Nissan Skyline, you got his Evo from Too Fast Too Furious, you've got the Eclipse from Too Fast Too Furious as well, then you've got the Evo again with from Tokyo Drift, the old Mustang, you got Dom's Dodge Charger, which features in a few of the Fast and Furiouses in the garage that he only uses, well, in Fast and Furious he used, obviously you saw, and I think he actually destroys it. And then you've got Brian's Nissan GTR. That'll start off, we go all the way back around, start off in the Nissan Skyline. I'll show you how I did it up. It did cost quite a lot considering all of the cars, because the Sultans are Sultan RS. This is obviously the new update with the LG. Today they've updated and they've brought out with the Comet, you can do it to an old style Porsche, which looks really nice. The old racing style Porsches. But if I go to Benny's now, probably the best option to do. As you can see the snow, it's quite bright to be fair now on the screen. Yeah, I've got obviously a lot of money I've pumped into doing these cars. There we go. I'm going the wrong way, I'm going to the mod shop. Right. Benny's. Which way is it from here? Let's go, let's go. There we go, stop it. Shouldn't be too long to get there. If there's any requests or anything on GTA that you want me to do, or any FIFA videos, let me know. Leave them in the comments. Love driving in the snow on this game. It's just, look at that, it's just slide around corners so easily. Just up here now. Obviously with this new import and export update, they are releasing more cars. Obviously you had the new Bugatti that was released with Benny's. You've got obviously the LG, with the Skyline. You've got that bike that was released with it, and you've got the Porsche today. There are, I think there's another 6 cars, maybe 5 yet to come out. And this is how I did the car. Obviously I've done the basic, arm upgrade up to 100%, race brakes, all of the in-car itself. I've gone for the extended front diffuser. Rear bumpers, I've gone for the carbon race diffuser. Ignore the snow, apologies for that, it's just, you can't get rid of it while you're in customising. I've gone for the remove the bumper mesh. Intercooler, I've gone for the large monster intercooler, I think it looks the best out of the lot. Then I'll go into the chassis, to the headlight trim, and I haven't gone actually for a headlight trim, I don't think it needs one. Obviously you can have a look through them if you did want to add one, but it doesn't need it. Gone for the carbon wing deflectors, if you want to add them yourself you can. I've just gone for the carbon. And you got your fenders. So with the fenders, if you want it to look like the actual Skyline that he uses in Too Fast Too Furious in the start, then I'd advise you to go for the wide angular fenders. It makes it look more like the actual Skyline. Then we go down to the engine block. I've gone for the polished valve covers. I mean, I haven't really gone for exactly what the engine looks like in the film. I've just gone for what I think looks best in the engine, as you can see there. And then go to the exhaust. I've gone for a chrome tip exhaust. I think it looks quite nice. It matches the one that's actually based on real life. You go to explosive, don't need any of them. You got the carbon grille. I thought it looks a lot better with the carbon grille. Probably a little detail, but I think the carbon grille makes it stand out a bit more. You've got the lip catches. I've put them up. You don't have to add any of these, it's just extra money if you did want to. But there's the lip catch. I've gone for the raised extreme hood. I think that's what the best. If looking at the Skyline, it looks more like this than what it would if you put just the lower grill on it. And we're going to go to the horn. It's your standard interior. I've made it with the trim design. I've gone for a sun strip. Trim colour I haven't really edited because I don't feel there's any need. Dash, I've gone for the flocked dash and stripped, because if you've seen, obviously there's a lot more stripped, more race style to it, and I think the carbon doesn't look right really, and so I've just gone for the flocked dash and stripped. A quick look around. Dials, I've gone for the mounted tacho. Doors, I've just gone for the carbon doors. Seats, carbon track seats. I don't really think there's any more really to. I mean, you could put whatever seats you want really. It's completely up to you. I've gone for the bucket seats with the regs. I think it looks the best. I've gone for an Apex Clubman steering wheel. Light colour, I've just gone silver. Roll cage, I've gone for a full roll cage, no padding at all, because in the film there isn't any padding. There is a roll cage on it though. Right, then we go to the lights. Headlights, I've gone for the Zen lights. Neon kits, gone for the full front, back and sides neon kits with the blue underneath. You could have the electric blue depending on which you think looks better in certain lights. I've gone for the actual blue. So then let's go for the livery. Obviously you're going to go for the Midnight Racer if you're going to do this Skyline. You can do the other Skyline he uses, which is just the blue. I think it's like a lighter kind of blue, but it's all solid blue, no livery or anything like that on it. Let's go to plates. Obviously you don't need. Obviously I've just got my own custom plate. Colour, I've gone for the metal, and I've gone for brushed aluminium. I think that is the closest one. You could go with the brushed steel, but I think that's too dark and too grey. So I think the brushed aluminium is the better one to go for. Yeah, so if we go to the secondary, go to the metals. Oh no, not chrome. And again, I've gone for the brushed aluminium. I mean, if you put it in chrome, it just looks stupid because it's chrome and it's nothing what you need. Trim colour is just, yeah, just black. There's the roof accessories. I've just gone for a vent. Actually, I'll probably go for just the same colour. Actually, looking at it, don't look right with the carbon. Roof, I've gone for a little bit of a spoiler. I'm probably going to get rid of. Looking at it now, doesn't look right, so I'm just going to go with the vortex generators. Obviously the sell worth isn't anything near what you bought it for, so it's a bit of a rip off if you do now want to get rid of your car. So if you don't really like it, then you're going to lose out on a lot of money. Skirts, I've gone for the drift skirts. I think they look right within the car. Gone for the spoiler. I've gone for the extreme downforce spoiler. I think that's probably a better one to go for. Which looks, I think with the spoiler, it's because of the way the car is itself, it doesn't really match any of the ones that come off properly. I think you can only go with the carbon, so the extreme downforce is the closest one I could get to it. Suspension fully down, transmission obviously full, turbo I've got on it. Wheels, I went for the Sport chrome wheels, Endo V2. Personally, I like the chrome in the wheels. It did cost me 80,000, so if you haven't got that type of money, you could just go for the stock rims in the Endo, is it V2s, yeah? And just go for the standard alloy. Obviously I've got all the bulletproof tyres on it, the custom tyres, bulletproof, tyre smoke, it should be white, I don't know why it was black. Windows, I've gone for a dark smoke. Just leave there now, and I'll show you the second car, which will be the Sultan, which is the green Evo, which was driven when, obviously, you know, it was caught by the police, then made to work with the police. Let's get back to the office, because now with the office, I did sell my house, I did sell my other garage. I've just gone for two standard two car garages to get my money, most of the money back that I had. So that's probably my best option I did have to do. Let's drive all the way back. I love this car though. Driving it just feels so nice. I think with it being a free car, that is why I think I thought, you know what, we can charge them quite a bit to then put it into the old Skyline from the GTR. Obviously this is not obviously the exact Skyline which was used in Fast and Furious, but obviously going for this now, looking at it, it looks, because of the vinyl in it, and the closest you can get to it is the car I'm using towards Fast and Furious. I love this new animation with the car garage just coming up, and then you park, well, we don't have to park it yourself, but it's how it's parked, and you hear the level 1. So now we're going to go back to Benny's, and we're going to go in the yellow, the greeny yellow Sultan. I've gone for a do yellow. A lot of people go for a lime green because it's in between both of them. I think the do yellow looks better than what the lime green does. Even though I haven't unlocked the lime green yet, I don't personally think it's as nice. But that's just, it's your honest opinion. You could put it in either, but I'll show you anyway. I think it's this way. Yeah, it is this way to Benny's. Only problem is when you're using these new cars that have been done up by Benny, you're losing. If you crash once and you're going to custom up, or if you're going to fix your car, you get the littlest of scratches. They'll charge you £1,000 minimum. It's a big rip-off. Yeah, you might have upgraded the car to, you know, better spec, but it's £1,000 just for scratching the car. So I think now, if I get there, I think I might have to pay £1,000 because I caught someone just. With this game, I've noticed as well, with the spoilers, if you roll the car as many times as you want, if you don't lose that boot, you ain't losing that spoiler. There's no way you're going to lose that spoiler. It is attached, whether you like it or not. It's like, if you want to try and rip it off, you cannot. It is not possible to rip off. Right, let's go into Benny's. So is that a little scratch just in the corner of the arch? I think that's going to cost me £1,000 just to show the custom and stuff. Yeah, £1,000 for a little scratch right there. That little scratch you see just above the wheel is costing me £1,000. Anyway, obviously this is going to be the Evo, which was. Only problem is with this customization, it's only a 3-door, it's not a 5-door like the others, but with the Sultan before. But that's just how Grand Theft Auto I've done it anyway. So we're going to go to the armors 100%, brakes obviously up to the top. Front bumper, I went for the C1 loop bumper. I think looking at and comparing the car, that is the closest one you can get. I think that cost maybe £3,500. Rear bumper, I've gone for the Drift RS rear bumper. People might prefer to keep it actual Evo in the film. So this, and go to the chassis. I thought, because it's more of an Evo, I've put the actual trim on the headlights to kind of narrow off the lights. So then I personally think that looks more like an Evo than it does an actual Subaru Impreza. I see carbon doesn't look right, anything like that. It doesn't really look right because you're still getting the arch of the Subaru. But because it's an Evo, I tried to get it matching with the colour. So So fog lights, if you don't need no fog lights, because that's mainly for if you're building a rally car. Roof scoop, I've not gone for a roof scoop because in the film it does not have a roof scoop, so I just went for that. Doors, I've just gone for the carbon wind deflectors again. I don't think it does, or it might have a painted wind deflector on, but I've just gone for that. I've gone for a roll cage. Obviously there you can actually see the NOS just in between the seats. There we go. So we've got the engine block. Obviously I just choose the polished valve covers, and the cover is obviously the 2 red exposed vernier pulleys. Stump brace, because I was looking at the engine online and you do see a black kind of bar going over like that. And looking at the engine, that's the closest you get to it, because it is chromed out. You can see obviously with there is a few red parts in it, so I've tried to put the red open, what's they called again, the vernier pulleys in. So then I go for the carbon stump brace. Engine tunes is obviously maxed out. Exhaust, because the way the Sultan is, you have to have the exhaust on the side, so I thought I'd just go with the slash size exhaust. See, I mean, obviously if I'd love to have the exhaust at the back, but because how the car is made in the game, I've gone for the slash side exhaust. It's completely up to you which one you want to use. Kept it with the stock grille, sorry. So I don't personally think you need to change anything there. I've gone for the twin vented hood because that's what the hood is in the film. The horn is standard interior. You got the trim design, which is a sun strip, but it doesn't actually have a sun strip on. So leave that. Ornament, obviously no ornament. Dash, I've gone for the semi-stripped. The dials, I've added the pod mounted touch. And if you look actually in the interior of the car when it was made, with the film, it is a red background lights. I've gone for carbon doors to make it like look, it's a bit lighter. I've gone for the ballistic fibre sports seats. As in the film, these seats are white in the middle, and that's the closest you can get. Interior, where was we? Steering wheels, I've gone for the Apex Clubman. I think that's personally the closest one you can get to it, because there is 2 buttons on it, and I think this is the closest one, because a stock wheel is a stock wheel, but you need the stock wheel with buttons. So this is the closest I personally feel. Light colour is lava red because it is red on the actual film. So if we go back, go to the lights, headlights, I've got the Zen headlights. Neon kit is a neon kit again with front, back and sides. Obviously you've got that all kitted out with the blue again. Neon colour is, this one's electric blue. I think it looks better with the electric blue in this actual one. And we're going to go to the livery, is the blue power stripe. So if you're looking to customise it like the Evo, you've got to go with the blue power stripe. Oh no, don't go too far. Obviously make sure you've got your loss and theft prevention on, because if, you know, well, if you've robbed this, you'd only have your tracker on. But if you want to put the full coverage on, I'd personally do it. If not, you're pumping over $1 million probably customising this vehicle. Maybe less, I think it's less, it depends how much you want to pump into it. It depends with the engine you're looking at, customising the engine valves and stuff like that. It's up to you. So do put it all on, because if someone blows your car up, you're losing out on a lot of money. We just think the amount of money you have to do, just I think it might be 900 grand, maybe 895, I think, I'm not 100% sure. But if you put that money in and then you drive out there just upgrading it, someone blows you up, that's it, you're done. You've lost out on 900 grand. Plates, obviously it's my customisable plate. Respray, right, I've gone for a metallic. And where is it? Oh no, sorry, I haven't. I've gone for the clad. I'm not sure where it is. Okay, lost what I actually picked. It is too yellow. Okay, I've lost it. So normally it just goes straight down to what it should be. Chrome, obviously. Metallic? Is it metal? No, it wouldn't be under metal. It's not the matte, is it? I haven't put it on. Okay. For some reason, it's not showing me. What? I did put it under the D yellow. Let's have a slow look. DW. do yellow. Which one is this under? So the thing is, okay, it is under metallic because you can see the pearls and where is it? Do yellow. For some reason, it's not coming up. And obviously, I've got the pearls and it is custom. Like I put it as the custom like that. For some reason, it is now not registering that I do have it on. But you can see the white in it that I did put in it to make it look a bit lighter. So, just 1 second. So leave that there. It's trim colour. Trim colour. I did go for a white, obviously. Roof. I've gone for the vortex generators. Just the little spikes at the top. There isn't an actual extra spoiler on top. Skirts, I've kept it stock skirts because it's just mainly mud flaps, and then if you wanted the extensions, it's completely up to you. Spoiler is a mid-level GT wing. So if you see that there, that's probably the closest one you're going to get to it, unless they release a load more spoilers. I doubt they will. That's the closest you're going to get. Suspension, I've kept as a high because when you look at the film, the car is quite high, and looking at this Sultan, it is low as it is. So then you've got your transmission, obviously maxed out. Turbo, I've got, I just like the shine of the chrome. But you go to, if you wanted the stock, you go to the diamond cut. There we go, and obviously you may put it on, just an alloy colour, maybe a bit lighter, depending on how you want it. I did personally go for the chrome rims, and I think they cost me a stupid amount. But that's just what I think. If I'm going to get closest to the car, I want to put chrome rims on, I want to spend the money. SUV, no, I don't need that. Wheel colour is not obviously because I've got chrome on it. Tyres on, I've not put custom tyres on it because they don't have custom tyres on it anyway. Bulletproof tyres, obviously you don't want anyone shooting you out. White tyre smoke, that's windows, I put a light smoke. You might want to just leave it to a none, but I think it doesn't look like it's got any glass personally, so I put it to a a light smoke. So I can back off that, and then that is the car done. The Sultan itself does feel nice to drive. It's like acceleration is quick. If you upgrade it quickly, I've won quite a few races in the Sultan. I mean, I've bought, sold so many Sultan RSs. I've lost down so much money. I did have, before I changed the one of them, I think it wasn't this one, it was the actual Tokyo Drift, which I will show you later. That was like a Super Impreza in all its rally livery. So proper put that one out, that was close. But this Sultan does feel really nice. If you, there we go. But saying that, I've just crashed. But if you do have the money for the Sultan, I'd advise you to invest in it, because when you're driving, it feels quick. You'd expect it to be quite slow. Obviously, if you've got yourself a T20, you've got yourself the X80 Proto, I think it is, you're gonna obviously want to just keep on using them. But I've got a T20 myself. I thought I'd change it up a bit, and using the Sultan, you look like, oh, actually, you're gonna be quite shit at this race. But if you're a good driver on the game, you can pick a Sultan. You can win races in a Sultan. That is my, like, you might have catch up on, but if you're a good racer at GTA, then you're gonna win games. Just look how nice that car looks though, just in this light, just coming up. So now we're gonna go to the Mitsubishi Eclipse, which was Roseman's. There we go. This one, I'm just gonna go to Moore's Mutual Insurance. No, Moore's Mutual, sorry. The mod shop. You just drive there. This, if you want a custom to have a Fast and Furious car, you can do it up. But it's not the fastest, I'll be honest. It's quite sluggish, it's quite heavy. The handling is a bit iffy. Oh, he's going to crash into me. But if you look at it this way, if you want a car that looks as nice as the Mitsubishi Eclipse does, like our Fast and Furious, I'd go for this car. If you want to just cruise around for it and just chill, then that's your best option to go for. So, a bit of a kick out there. But it isn't the quickest. So let's go into the shop. I think this car didn't cost me too much. I think it was maybe about 200,000, maybe a bit less, 150,000. Right then, so we got the armour maxed out, as I do on all my cars. Brakes maxed out, bumpers. Most of this car is going to be kept standard because of the way it is. It doesn't need any extra bumpers. So you've got a stock front bumper, and you've got at the rear, you want a rear diffuser, no diffuser, sorry. You want a carbon rear bumper. You go back, engine's fully upgraded. With these, obviously, you can't do the engine valves and any customizations to the engine. Got the, I've gone for the dual titanium exhaust. I think that looks the better exhaust. I know some people like to keep it standard, but that is probably the better looking one compared to the one in the game. All the others in the game, sorry. I'm going for a stock grille. Exposed doesn't look, it looks, just doesn't look right. Hood, going for the vented hood because it does have a lot of pattern on the front. So I've gone for the vented hood to kind of give it that kind of little pattern kind of show. But obviously you want to keep it with the purple. Go to the horn, obviously standard. Headlights is Zen headlights. Every single car, unless it's an old muscle car that I like to use, they're not going to be Zen headlights. The Zen headlights look really nice because it's got that light blue to it and they're really bright. The neon kit, I don't think he had a neon kit in the film. I can't exactly, I think he might have. But if you do know, obviously you can add that yourself. We go to loss and theft. Make sure obviously all your cars and are on tracker, at least they're going to be on tracker if you put them in your garage, but make sure you got the full coverage. Plate is obviously my custom Barton 97 plate. For some reason it should be on that one. Respray, it's right, you're going to do this now with a metallic. Okay, for some reason it is glitching. I think maybe because I put a white what's it called, porcelain on. You're going to go for a shaft of purple for primary and secondary, then you're going to go to porcelain, and then you're going to go for a white. With the ice white, you can see it's got that lighter purple, what it does have in the film. You're going to go, I've put a roll cage in, you can if you want, you don't have to. For the roof, I've gone for a carbon roof because it is actually a convertible in the film to kind of give it that carbon roof kind of, you know, feel to it. If you're driving around, you want, you know, obviously you can't pull the roof down, but if you do want that carbon roof, put it in. Sell it, obviously you get 109 grand back. You can rob these off the streets and bring it into the garage. So we've got skirts, I've kept it standard. Spoiler, I've gone for a GT wing because that's the closest one they have. Suspension, I've lowered it down completely because on the film it is quite low. With the transmission it's fully out. Turbo is full. Wheels I've put into the I think it's in the high-end high-end GT chrome. With these, if you've got the money, there's no point going for chrome, you're just wasting your money completely because they practically already are chrome, as you can see with this shine on it. Then if you want to change the wheel colour, you can leave it alloy, you can change it to whatever you want. I've just gone for a nice midnight purple to kind of give it a little match with the car. The shaft of purple doesn't match, so I've gone for just the midnight purple. You can leave that as alloy if you want it, completely up to you. Tyres, obviously I've got no tyre design on it. Tyre enhancers, got bulletproof tyres. Tyre smoke is just white. Windows is dark smoke, and that is the car. This one, I think it cost me about 150,000, maybe a little bit more, depending on, I think. But anyway, see, with a lot of the cars, they'll pull away from that then. This is a lot. I know it's in the snow, but you could put it under a tunnel or something. It just doesn't grip on how you want it to. So I wouldn't advise you to have this as a racing car. I'd advise you to have it as maybe, I don't know, just a cruising around with your mates or something. And you just want to cruise and chill. Bowie. Let's go back to my garage, get the next car out, which I think is the next Sultan, from the Tokyo Drift, with the red and black Evo that he does use, where he ends up using a shitload of tyres in it. I mean, once it gets up to speed, like every car, it feels fast. And then, if you go to the garage, if it lets me accelerate. Oh, I've completely missed it. Let's put this in the garage now. Obviously, I've got a floor now, as you saw. So obviously, it's just Fast and Furious cars. Just looking at them. There's a mix of like the cars, but that's just how it is. I mean, the second floor, I've just got a few cruising cars. Obviously, the 770 and the T20 are mainly for if I want to race. The F620 I just love as a car. It's an old style Maserati. But now we're going to go into the Sultan from Tokyo Drift. I mean, a lot of people know that the wheels on this are actually black. But because I already spent 80 grand on the wheels before, when I did have it customised as a different kind of car, I wasn't pushed towards doing it. Because I spent 80,000, I'm not going to throw that away. I'm just going to keep them on. I think it looks quite nice anyway. But it does serve me right for putting chrome wheels on everything I use. Right, so if we drive now, we'll go to Benny, so I've turned the wrong way. But I love this car, it's so good. I mean, even as a sports car, I just love using it for racing, because you could kit it out and the grip on it would be stupidly good. So you could get, you know, you might not be the fastest car there, but you get around corners a lot quicker. Than you get your Massacros, you get your, well now obviously you've got quicker cars, so you struggle a lot more, especially with they're bringing out like newer cars, and you're just struggling a lot more. I think I've gone the wrong way for Benny's. I think I'm just going to turn left here. I just have a quick look, try to drive and try not to crash this, because it is a grand if I do crash, and I don't really want to be forking out grand every time I go to Benny's. I mean, it's a bit of a joke how much it is for like a scratch that you could probably just polish out or something. I don't know, it's stupid. Let's turn up here. Here we go. It's coming up here. Just feels so nice to drive though. Honestly, I'm pushing you towards it. You've got to go for a Sultan. If you've got the money, you've got to go for it. There's so many customisations. It's really nice to upgrade. If you didn't want to go for the Fast and Furious look, you don't have to. You can go for whatever look you want. It's completely up to you. If you want to go for a bright yellow and, you know, just do what you want with it. Right, so obviously, here's the Sultan, obviously from Tokyo Drift. I've got the armour upgraded and the brakes. Bumpers, I went for a C2 loop bumper. The vented GT rear bumper. The chassis, obviously, with this one, I'm not sure, because if you go for the custom, it comes over red. I'm not sure, to make it look more of an Evo, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to add them on. That's another 9.5 grand there gone. But fog lights, obviously you don't need the fog lights, like I said with the, I didn't put them on, that's lucky. Like I said with the last Sultan, I've gone for the carbon vent on the top. Maybe I'll change it to roof vent. I didn't actually, when I was changing this, didn't realise there's a few little things, I apologise for that. The carbon wind deflectors, I've gone for painted you could go for, but I think because it's black and it matches in then, it looks a lot better. You don't have to put them on if you don't want, because of the way it is. I've just spent money onto it to make it look like it a bit more, but if you feel it doesn't look like it that much, you do what, like, you know, what you need. I've gone for the full roll cage in this. Every car I'm going for is a full roll cage, as you know. In a lot of cars in Fast and Furious they do have roll cages in. Going for the engine block, obviously I've gone for the standard polished valve covers. Going for the cam colour, red exposed vernier pulleys. Stump brace, I like the Lightning Racing strut brace, it looks really nice. I didn't actually look at the engine in the film. The engine tune is fully upgraded. Exhaust, I've gone for the slash slot side exhaust again, because of how the Sultan is and you can't get them behind. Exhaust, just obviously if you look as well, if you do get it removed, you get that little indent in the side and it just doesn't look right. Grill is the monster intercooler with it. Hood, I've gone for the vented hood with it because I think that's the way it looks in the film. Standard hood. Interior, the trim is got a sun strip on this one. Ornaments, I've got no ornaments again. I don't feel there's a need for ornaments. I mean, I did do it when I started with the low riders, and I think now it just looks, don't know, it just doesn't look right. No, you don't see people going around with ornaments. So semi-strip dash, because it's not a fully maxed out dash, is it? So I've gone for the semi-strip dash. Dials, I've gone for the pod and taco dash gauges again. Doors, I've gone for carbon doors once again. Seats, I've gone for the carbon sport seats. Steering wheel, I've gone for the Apex Clubman again, with the same as the last car. Light colour, I've gone for the ice white. So we come out the interior, go to the lights, headlights, Zen headlights. That don't think it has any neons underneath this one. Go to livery, you go with Street Drifter to get the closest one to the Evo, what it's like in the film. So if you go for the Street Drifter, you've got the closest looking one. I mean, you could maybe go for the Sultan RS stripe like this. That is what I had before, and I just didn't feel it was right. It just didn't look it. So I just went with this Street Drifter instead. So you can have a quick look through whichever ones you wanted, but I've personally go for that one. Loss and theft, obviously you make sure you put them on. Plate, license is my custom. Primary colour, I went for, I can't remember, was it the metallic again? I think it's the metallic red. Metallic red. And then it's got, I think it's a black person. Then secondary is black with obviously the black person, because you can't change it on the secondary colour. Go to the roof, you've got the vortex generators. Sell it, you're not getting enough back, as you know. Side skirt extensions on this. Spoiler, I've gone for the carbon wing. As you know, it looks better with the carbon wing on the game. Closest to the one in film. Suspension is obviously the lowest it can be. Transmission is full. Turbo is full. Wheels, personally, I think if you went for, where are they? Wheel type would be sport. So I went for the Chrome Endo V2s. If you went for the V2s again, then put them in black, then I personally think that then looks like the car that you saw in the film, drifting around and him using a lot. If you get to the wheel colour, obviously I can't change that, but if you went to wheel colour then went black, that would be your best bet to go for. And obviously you go for your tyre design. I've gone for custom tyres, and a few parts of the film did have custom tyres on, so I think it looks better with the custom tyres too. So put them on. Tyre enhancements, bulletproof tyres, so you don't want people shooting you out while you're driving along. Black tyre smoke, I've just gone for the black tyre smoke because I just think it'll match the car. Dark smoke windows, I think that matches it, to be fair. I mean, you might want to go for a little lighter, maybe completely out, but I think in the film it does have tinted windows in the back. And that is it for the Sultan and for the Evo on Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious. So now we're going to go back, obviously you can see the Sultan driving the snow again. So there we go. But if, next I'm going to go, I think it's the Declassi Tampa. The Declassi Tampa is now, I think it was between the Declassi Tampa and it was between the Dominator. They both look really, really nice, but because of the way it was, the Dominator looks way too, I don't know, way too modern than what you see the Mustang in the film actually look. It's a lot more raised. Like this, with the Dominator, your bumpers are a lot more lower down, the car's lower. It's a lot more, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. It's like a modern Mustang, but it's not like the Mustang you want. But that's personally what you can do. I did have the Dominator done up before, but then looking at the way it is, I've completely missed the turning. I think looking at the front end and the back end doesn't really resemble it a little bit, because instead of the 3 lines as a brake lights, oh you idiot. Because of the way it is, I think that might knock a lot of people away, but I think the front looks a lot better with it. I think obviously it's a nice animation to have to drive in, but I think it's a little slow. Quickly get in your garage, swap the cars and jump back out. It's a bit long. So it's jumping. Yeah, it's classic Tampa muscle car. With this, driving it earlier, I've fully customised it, fully engines are topped out, turbos on it. It's not the fastest, I'll be honest. The engine doesn't sound nice at all. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you'd want it to for a muscle car. A muscle car, you like the big boring engine and you hear it revving and stuff, and this just, I know, it just doesn't seem like it's there. You hear it rev, it just doesn't sound right, and then it takes a long time to take off. It's just not there for me, especially for 380,000. Maybe you do go for the Dominator, maybe you do customise the Dominator towards it, which I will release a later video for, because I did recently sell my Dominator and I didn't really get enough money back as I was hoping for it. So I'll release another video when I've earned a bit more money. With this now, I'm losing where I'm going now. With this, I think if you want a racing car for muscle when you're racing and stuff, this isn't the car to go for personally. No way. If you want to cruise around with your mates, just cruising around in it, then yeah, it's an okay car to cruise around in, but for the price you have to pay for it, you're better off just going out and robbing a Dominator. I mean, it looks nice, it looks really nice. I think you can't fault that it looks nice. Looking at it, it looks rare, like, I don't know, it just looks really nice, but I think for 300 grand you're mainly paying for looks. But anyway, let's get on with the performance of it. Armour is 100%, brakes 100%, front bumper, custom chin bumper to like it is in the film. There's a little bit of a drag down edge. I've gone for the stock rear bumper because you do have the bar across the back that says chrome. So obviously you've got to leave it as a stock. Engine fully upgraded. Exhaust, I've gone for the big bore exhaust. You can keep them standard, but I think the big bore look better. Don't need an explosive. I've gone for the de-chromed open grill, because that looks a lot better than what the standard does. It looks nothing like the Mustang, but if you do it like that, it does look like the Mustang then. Hood, I've gone for, because you have to have that for the stripes, so I've gone for the twin ram air hood. I think you don't really notice it. It does look nice, but with the stripes, and you want the stripes on to make it look like the car out of Tokyo Drift, you want to leave it at that. Horn is standard. Lights, I've kept the headlights an old kind of looking. If you'll put Zen headlights on, it doesn't look nice, it doesn't look right. So I'm going to keep the stock lights on it. No neons, don't need a neon kit on this. Loss and theft, make sure you got that covered, but well, with this one you don't have to because it's automatically on, because you do buy it off the store. Primary colour is a metallic again, metallic dark green, I think I've put it. I'm gonna have to find it, apologies for this, I'm not sure what way it was. Dark green, then with a black pearl sun again, obviously both, and this one is a metallic ice white. But you do put the person as black. Roll cage, I've got the roll cage in it because as you see in the film, it will have a roll cage. Roof, it's a painted roof. You don't want a stock roof because that just doesn't look right. Sell it, I think you're just under what you'd paid for it. So you've pumped a lot of money into it. Ducktail spoiler, closest one personally I think. Obviously with the ducktail spoiler as well, it gives, well, with any of these spoilers, you see the traction just in the corner. Look at the traction, you see that red bar, you lose traction if you don't have the spoilers on there. That's an update they did bring in. At first spoilers were there just for show, but then they did bring it out in an update that they actually do something now. The suspension I've left stock because I need it quite a high car, because it is like it off the film. Race transmissions in, turbos in. Wheels, wheel type, I think I had to go SUV, stock, yep, and the Loz Speed Baller. because of the way these rims are, with you see the kind of little handles coming off at the end to go onto the onto the actual wheelbase. You see that's what on the film you got black, well not black, it's just a little bit light black going into the wheel like that, and you can only get them under the SUV. So then you get that, then you go to, I've gone for the Amfarachi black, which is the closest one personally I think to it. Tyres, obviously, oh I've lost it, there we go. Tyre design, I've not gone for it, I don't feel the need to. Bulletproof, obviously, if you don't want to get shot out, and white tyre smoke. Windows, I've gone for a light smoke, which I personally think it is. So let's go out of here now. I'll give it another quick drive. Personally, if you're going to get it for racing, I wouldn't. It's not all there. It's not a car you want for racing. I think if you want a car for racing, you probably go for the Dominator customised. I think looking at the way it is, I did have the Sabra Custom, which you can do in Venice. That was fast. Didn't seem as fast as the stats actually say with it. Comparing them to the Dominator, I did actually compare it before. It feels quicker than the actual Dominator, even though the stats don't say it is. I mean, I've raced with it with no catch up, and it's really caught up with it. So if I've just with this, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. It's too safe. A muscle car is meant to be dangerous. I mean, you look at like the gauntlet there, like that's like, it's practically a gauntlet. This is the older version. There's nothing to it. It just doesn't feel like, with the Dominator you feel that kick out, you feel that amount of power in the car. With this, you just don't feel any of it. It's not the nicest to drive. It's a cruising car, but it's not a racing car or trying to escape from someone's car, because they'll catch you up so quickly. Let's go to the floor again. If there is any cars or anything that you want me to do, then just put it in the comments. Put it anywhere. Put it on any of the videos that you want me to do. So now we're gonna go for Dom's Dodge Charger. With this, it was between the Dukes and it's between this. The Dukes looks a lot better because of how long it is, and it looks, if you don't have access to the Dukes, because if you had the Dukes, then that meant you went from platform to platform, so PS3 to PS4, or you went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One. I went from 360 over to PS4 because that's just the way I ended up going. So with that, I did lose everything. I did lose out on the benefit of transferring my account over and getting well, it's probably my favourite muscle car is the Dukes, which I did not know till a month into the game. Then realised, oh, actually, you need that. So that was a very, very bad thing that I personally was quite gutted about, because I love the Dukes on this game. It's a little customisable. You can make it look so nice. I mean, if you want to put it into the Dukes of Hazzard car, or you could just put it into like Dom's car. Both ways it works. But if you don't have access to the Dukes, then this is the way to go. So if we just drive into the, oh, kicked out a bit too much. That's what I mean. That's what you miss from the Declassi Tampa. That little kick out, that little bit of a, oh shit, I'm pulling out a bit too much. You push it here, and that's it, sorted. So there we go. Let's go in here. Let's speak to. So this is the Declassi Vergaro. With the Vergaro, it's just obviously Declassi, the same as what the Tampa is, same make. But let's start it. I've gone for the armour, 100% upgrade. Street brakes is 100%. Engine, 100% again. Exhaust, I've gone for a dual X exhaust. It looks a lot better on the car, and I think that's how he has it in the film. Explosive, we don't need any of them. Triple intake, because that is the only real customization he has on the car. So you've got a triple intake bug catcher. The horn is standard. Lights, I've kept as a standard stock lights. I don't think Zen are needed for this. No neons on it, because it doesn't have neons on it. Make sure you've got your tracker and full coverage, because you can either buy this or for 21,000 I think it is in the market, or you can just go around and see one, get in it and put it into the garage. Plates, I've gone from a custom. Respray, I went for a metallic black, with the black as the person. Go for the roll cage. I went for the roll cage in it as well. If you sold it, you're getting 139 grand back if you do what I'm doing here now. Spoiler, there's no spoiler on the car at all, so if you're putting these spoilers on, there's no need to. Sport suspension, you want it lowered. Transmission is fully maxed out. Turbo, maxed out. Wheels is under muscle. You can go to chrome. That's what I bought. And then you go for the Asreal chrome wheels. Or you could go for the standard, just under the alloy as... Where have they gone? I've lost them. Asreal there, but the chrome does make it look more like the car in the Fast and Furious film. Go for tyres again, there's no custom tyres on it. So then you put the bulletproof tyres on as well so you don't get shot out. You put the white tyre smoke on. Wheelie bar, there is no wheelie bar, so there's no point. Dark smoke windows, and that is the customization for this car. Quite an easy one to do. There's not many customizations for it itself, and there's not many in the actual film, but this feels a lot better than the classic Tampa. There's a lot more power to it, it kicks out a lot more, so it's a lot easier to drive. Obviously you can see there, but a lot of this, if you see me spin out quite a few times here, it is because of the snow. I'm not normally that bad driving, I'm quite a good driver. If he's you can see the brake is not too bad. I think if you obviously without the snow you'll see that the braking's a lot better. There's another X620. Oh, forgot about that turn. Oh, a bit of tree. There we go, I damaged the car a bit there. So why do they beep it? Yeah, they, you know you reverse, you're not like sitting there. Anyway, let's get back to the garage and I'll do the last car. Here we go, brake, 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 brake. See, keep it a bit. I think I should have probably kicked that out then, but I didn't. There we go. So this will take me back to the garage and then we'll think I'm on the last car now, which is the Nissan GTR. There we go. Let's wait for this to get to the top. There we go, that is now on. So jump in the LG, should be alright to do. If I drive out of there now. Sorry about this. There we go. So I just drive out now. Let's go. So this is, oh, I trust him to pull out in front of me. With this one you won't have to go to Benny's because it's just a standard LG which you get for free. But this is on the last crew like drive that Brian, at the end of the film, not with Brian, Brian does have one of the last cruises where they're driving through the mountains after the big money intake, after they rob that bank. So obviously I'm going to have to fix this a bit. I mean, the traction of these on the snow is actually really bad. Didn't realise how bad it actually was. So then we have to go to the garage. So that's 200 just to that. Obviously I've got the full custom armour on it. Brakes is maxed out. Bumpers, I went for just the carbon front split because it's a lot lower in the film. You see it's a lot lower. With that one it's quite high. So that looks a lot better with the carbon. You don't want to go for the splitter with canards because with canards that doesn't look right. Engine's fully maxed out. Actually the rear bumper is kept stock. You don't need to change any of that. Engine is kept upgraded. Exhaust, the dual titanium exhaust. You know, looks the better out the free there. Explosives you don't need. Grill, I've gone for the black grill. Doesn't need changing. It looks the better out the ones. I've gone for the double vented hood. The horn is standard. The lights are the Zen headlights. No neon kit on this as it's not in the film. Plate is obviously my custom plate again. Primary colour is the metal, and you got your brushed aluminium. Same as the secondary colour. It's a metals and then brushed aluminium. And you go from the respray. I've not put a roll cage in it because it is not needed. Roof, you've got the stock roof. Don't need a carbon roof. If you sold this car now, you get, or I get if you copied the way I went, 144,000 back. Custom skirt is custom skirt too. You can stay with the stock if you want, but they look a lot better with the car, with the way the bumpers are with it. Spoiler is a low level spoiler because they are not what it is like in the film. Suspension's lowered down, transmission maxed out, turbo is maxed out. Wheels, I went for, I think it was sport, yeah, for the Duper 7s, because the rims are actually in black. So you go for the Duper 7, you'll get the closest one to it. Obviously your wheel colour I've put as actual black. Tyres is no custom wheels on it, bulletproof tyres so you don't get your wheels shot out in white. Wheel smoke. Tinted windows have gone for a light smoke so it isn't actually that dark in the game. And that is concluded for the last car. I think with the Elegy, if you're driving in the snow, it's not the best of cars, but this is only on, I think it finishes the 3rd of Jan, 1st to the 3rd of Jan, I think I saw. But they brought it on a day early anyway, because they said they were releasing it on the 24th. So, unless they've glitched it, but that is how it is. So let's go from here. There we go, ooh, brake a bit. I think if you're racing normally, the LG is a good car to race in as a sports car. I mean, especially for free as well. You're just investing in if you want to tune it up or not. But with the LG, you're getting a lot more than if you get it for free. It's a stupid car to get for free because it's so good to race in. There we go. That little glitch there when my character was bold because they haven't patched that straight away when it turns into the camera. Here we go, just coming up the lift in the garage. There we go, level 1 is sorted. So there we go, that is conclusion of the Fast and Furious, probably my favourite cars in the actual films. So obviously you've got Brian's Nissan Skyline, then his Evo, then Roman's Mitsubishi Eclipse. Then 3 cars was in Too Fast, Too Furious. Then you've got Tokyo Drift, which was the third, Fast and Furious. You've got the Evo in it. I forgot the guy's name. You've got the Mustang of his dad's that he done up. Him and his dad built to then race at the end for that girl. You've got Dom's Muscle, which I think was in the first one and may have appeared in another one when it was rebuilt. And then obviously you got Brian's Nissan GTR, which was in the, is it the 6th at the end, or maybe the 6th when they brought it out. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and that'll be the end of the video.